All right, welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to do a merch giveaway for you guys. So, all you got to do is like this post, tag 3 friends.
3.
And what else? Share it to your story.
Share it to your story.
And we're going to pick about 5 winners, maybe even more. I don't know. We got a few t-shirts in. So, appreciate you guys' love and support, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast. Oh,
What
wait.
up? A little loud.
Yeah, a little bit loud. I'm here, of course, Mr. Cleon Deal. So happy to be back, and welcome back to everybody. And, of course, we have the man himself,
B. Haley.
Mr. B. Haley. Welcome back, sir.
Brandon,
Thank you
Haley,
for being
B,
here.
All the names, whatever you want to call me. Yes, sir. How's it going?
You know, every day's a good day. That's what I always say.
Every day above ground is a great day.
There it is.
I agree with you on there. So today's topic, we are going to get into, what are we, 2 weeks in?
Yeah, we are the 11th.
Yeah, so this will drop a week from today. And we're going to go over basically like goal setting and how to have a successful 2025. By this point, your motivation is probably wearing off. So we're going to hopefully give you some tangible tips on how to, 1, stay on track, and 2, just reach some of the goals that you had set for this year. Yeah. And just know you got to be patient with yourself. You're going to fall off track. But if you get right back on track and keep moving forward and focus on getting 1% every day, you'll eventually get to where you want to go. Yeah. All right.
And since it's 111, make a wish.
It is 111.
Yeah, I don't know. People love angel numbers, I guess.
That is true. And current events that are currently going on is, Lord have mercy on California right now.
Yeah.
Hearts and prayers again. It feels like the last couple of episodes, like always something crazy going on right now.
Unfortunately, that's just the world right now.
Yeah, they said to start 2025 was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so like WTF.
WTF, yeah.
And that was the same way we started 2020, apparently, was with WTF as
That's
well.
nice. Well, that's
so hopefully it's not the trend for the year.
Yeah. It's not setting a great tone so far.
Yeah, so definitely thoughts and prayers to the people in Southern California right now. Actually, remember I was telling you the story about the anger therapist, and how I saw the podcast or was on the podcast and stuff. His house actually burned down. So
oh wow,
yeah, crazy. Yeah, so a lot of crazy stuff happening over there. So we can only send our good thoughts and prayers over to them, and then there's obviously ways you guys can donate, support, do all that online as well. So
right.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in.
All right. So let's talk about this real quick. So obviously we want to talk about how to have a good year, man. So first thing that we want to talk about, since you guys have already made your resolutions, hopefully you're still doing well on those. If you're not, good news is it's never too late to start it back up. But studies show that about 80% give up their resolutions by the second week of February.
Yeah, the motivation starts to wear off.
It starts to wear off about 6 weeks in. So it's there's a few reasons why that might be, obviously, but it's important to understand that if that has happened to you, you are not alone, and this is a good time to pick it back up, right? So to go over a few reasons why somebody might give up their resolution, right? So number 1, setting unrealistic goals, right? So sometimes we get a little bit excited. We start off a little bit too big. And obviously, we become very impatient. Like you said, it's important to be patient. So when you don't see that results, especially within this 6 weeks, it starts to get a little bit discouraging. You don't feel like you want to do it anymore, right?
Yeah, you got to fall in love with the boring.
Fall in love with the boring, right? I think, like you said, there's a quote, people overestimate what they can do in 1 year. And then underestimate what they do in 5, what they can do in 5.
Yeah, 5 or 10 years, but yes.
Something like
concept,
that. Yeah.
Overestimate what you can do in 1 year and then underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years.
Exactly. So it's important to understand where you are, obviously, what your limits and what you're capable of. Some people tend to go a little bit too hard too quickly. Like the biggest resolution for everybody is always going to the gym. And then you go to the gym and do every workout you've ever thought about since high school, and then you're sore for the next week and can't go back.
Right.
And then you get back into the habit of just not going anymore. So it's a very common thing, but it's important to pace yourself. Just set, like I said, small goals from day to day. Pick out a routine that fits you. Something light until you get into it, and then start pushing yourself gradually, just getting better. Get 1% better, every day. And if nothing else, just enjoying the consistency of it as you get into it. Another reason people give up on their resolutions is lack of motivation. Motivation is an emotion, and that's important to remember.
My favorite thing about emotions is motion creates emotion. So you don't get motivated to go on a walk, you walk to get motivated. And that's one of the hardest things to like kind of trick your brain into doing.
Yeah.
Is like just going to the gym. It's like I never even want to go to the gym, but sometimes I pull up to the gym and then be like, oh, I could just leave or I could just do this later. But I'm like, no, just go do 20 minutes. Do 20 minutes and then kind of see what happens from there. So before we really jump into like some tangible things you guys can take away, what do you think, since we're talking about like how to be successful in 2025, like what is success?
What is success? Success is whatever you decide it is. Everybody has small facets of their life that they want to get better in. So success is really what you deem it is. So the first part of being successful is having a goal. So if you set a goal and you achieve that goal, by that measure, you are successful. So with that being said, in turn, is that it's going to be very hard to be successful if you don't have a goal. So you need to know exactly what your intentions are and what you really want to get out of these next 12 months to determine if it was successful by the end of it or not. What would you say success is?
Yeah, I agree. It's different based on each person. Some people, success could mean you find a relationship. You know what I'm saying? For other people, it could be monetary. For other people, it could be health.
Right.
For other people, it could just be mending or spending more time with their families, nurturing those relationships. Is so many different things, but it's all based on you and what you want.
Right.
So my definition of success is not going to be the same as everybody else's. You just have to continue. You have to focus on one or two things. Like, don't bite off more than you can chew, in a sense. Make it into bite-sized chunks and focus on one thing at a time. So don't want to be successful in every single aspect of your life from the start of the year, because then you're not, like, if you're chasing around two rabbits, you're not going to catch any. You know what I'm saying? So focus on one rabbit at a time and then continuously stack up, get 1% better every day.
Right.
So in a sense, that success to me, everyone's going to have their different terms or whatever it is, but success to me is just continuously developing yourself, whatever that means to you. For me, it's body, mind, spirit, finances, relationships, just finding the small ways to develop and then maintain good habits. And that's just what I've been focused on from last year going into this year, and then just slowly adding good habits onto the ones that have already been implanted.
Right.
So that's what it means to me.
Yeah. And I think that if you're having trouble trying to figure out where you go this year, what you want to do, I think it's important that first step one is reflection on what you did well last year and what you did not do well last year that you want to be better at.
Yeah,
that's a great place to start in terms of that. So if you sucked at your money management last year, if you sucked at relationships, if you were in a relationship and you couldn't be faithful last year, just whatever it is, figure out what your failures were last year. And that's a great place to start on where you want to be better at this year, and then set your goals around those things.
100%. Where should somebody start with this?
I think that you should have a few different levels of things to kind of map out. Obviously, we always have short-term and long-term goals. So I think you should break it down. Either you can do it from top down or bottom up, whether it be from yearly all the way down to daily. So yearly goal, quarterly goal, monthly goal, weekly, and then daily. or obviously the other way around. So if your daily goal is, I want to read 2 pages of a book, start there with your daily goals, right? So that way, if your goal is to read 4 books this year, you know that if you read X amount of pages, you'll read this many by the end of the month. We'll get you this many books by the end of the year, things of that nature. But breaking it down, but figuring out, get yourself a checklist. So I wrote it down I have a little whiteboard. It's a blackboard, but with white ink, not black, whatever, where I wrote down different goals for different aspects. And so ideally, what the mindset is that by the end of the year, I'll be able to, I understand that I may not be able to check every single one of these things off of my checklist, but these things are kind of separated into short and long-term things. So as I go and hit those things, I'll get to either check them off or erase them off the board. So that way I can see myself doing well. And progressing as we get through the year.
Yeah, I think it starts with developing habits.
Yeah.
Small habits. As I look at my own life and then the own resolutions, I don't really make resolutions. I kind of just have goals and write them down of things that I want to do. And then let's say like you're talking about your yearly goals, break it down into what you can do daily, into the daily habits. But then it's like, don't bite off more than you can chew. A lot of people will say like Grant Cardone is like 10x it, 10x your goal. Yeah, you can have that there, but also you want to make something that's going to be more realistic, and then break it down into something that you can do every day.
Right.
If you can do it every day, that's what getting 1% better is all about. So in my own personal life, I think the most important thing that you can develop is a morning routine. And I was the worst at morning routines because 1, I love sleep.
Yeah.
And 2, it's just so much easier to hit the snooze. But now, if you can develop a routine, going to bed at the same time every night, start with something small. And that's what I did. And then just started adding stuff to it. And then I later, started reading Atomic Habits and figured out that term is called habit stacking. So what I did last year was I started meditating again. I had got out of the habit of it because of, just life and being in a relationship and not setting clear boundaries with myself. And then I let that go. So that once was a quote unquote non-negotiable in my life became non-existent. So I got back to that. And then the first thing it was just meditate. And science says that meditating for 15 minutes a day, if you read or listen to Emily Fletcher's book, Stress Less, Accomplish More, 15 minutes twice a day is the best proven method. But for me, 15 minutes was a lot. And for some of you that have never meditated or done a mindfulness practice, 15 minutes is a super long time.
It's very easy to just fall asleep.
That too. And the 15 minutes is going to feel like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So what I did, and I mentioned this multiple times, is I used the app Insight Timer, and the cool thing is it tracks it. So it tracks your streak. So developing good habits, you want to be able to track the habits that you want to continuously improve. So even if it's 2 minutes a day, and that would be one thing I would tell myself, is that even if I can't do a full 10 minutes or I can only do 5 or 2 minutes, like there's 2-minute meditations on there. So and it says like how much time do you have today on the app Insight Timer. And I can hit like 5 minutes, and then it will have anywhere between 1 to 5 minute meditations. So what I was doing is, it may not seem like it is beneficial for you in the day, and it might not be. It's only 2 minutes, it's a minute. Like you're not really going to get into like a deep meditative state. But what it was doing for me was developing the habit.
Right.
And once you develop habits, is you are creating a new self identity for yourself. So instead of me being the person that didn't have time to meditate, I now became the person that meditates daily, even if it's just 1 to 2 minutes.
Right, it's something.
Right. So now I don't even do 2 minutes anymore. Like I do a minimum of 10 every single day now. But it started with making sure you got something in to continue that streak, and now you habit stack. So habit stacking is just what else can I add on to that morning routine?
Right.
So now it is reading. And I don't set a time limit on reading. It's just whatever. It's just whenever I feel like my mind
starts to just kind of drift off.
Whenever I feel like I'm not into it or paying attention as much anymore, then I'm gonna stop reading. So it depends on whenever I wake up. So if I have something to do, I'm gonna try and wake up 2 hours before, when it used to be 10 minutes before. If I got somewhere to be, if I got to leave at 10, I'm waking up whatever 2 minutes before and getting out, or
Right.
5 minutes before, whatever it may be to take me to get out. Now it's a whole 2 hours because now I've over time continuously developed a routine and started adding stuff onto it. So the reading can last anywhere between 30 minutes to whatever, an hour, hour and a half, depending on how I feel.
Right.
But it goes, you do it the same way as you do the meditation. Minimum 1 page a day.
So do you read on the phone or you do regular page books?
No. Yeah, we read a book. We read the book. This is also a really good book that. Oh, that's my
Come on, man.
card. Sorry, guys.
Jeez.
A really good book that I recommend, Atomic Habits. Now I'm going to.
It's a little heavy there, wasn't it?
It's actually an old card that doesn't work anymore.
Okay, great.
But sorry about that. But yeah, no, I enjoy to read the hard books, and part of the routine, and in that book it talks about creating good habits and then getting rid of bad habits as well. You want to reward yourself when you're doing the good habits. So I reward myself in the morning with coffee. After I just like the way it tastes, but I can only have my coffee when I'm reading now. So I'm going to read, and usually when the coffee's gone, that's usually when I stop reading. Then I go into the next thing, which is I started to just implement small things onto it. Start with one thing, which used to be a 2 to 5 minute meditation. Now it's like a hour and a half, 2 hour morning routine that I do, and I'm trying to slowly stack on good habits onto it, like things that I want to accomplish, like learning Spanish, which I just added on this week.
Is that for the girls or?
No comment. No comment.
I want
to get better.
Yeah, I want to talk about because something that you mentioned, and basically, like you said, you only drink coffee when you're reading as a method of kind of rewarding yourself.
Rewarding myself.
I think that's an important part of it as well. I think part of the reason why people end up giving up on their goals is because as they're getting closer to it, they don't feel like they're getting anything out of it because they're not at the end result yet. So it is important too, and this is something that I actually suck at. I don't really reward myself with anything. I don't do terrible. Yeah, I don't do time off. I don't go out and do celebration. I don't do none of that.
You need to set up a vacation for yourself after you hit a tangible goal.
Yeah. I think that's it's a reasonable thing to do to incentivize yourself because that's gonna make you want to do it again, right? It's gonna make you want to hit your other goals because you have something that you're shooting for besides the end result of that goal.
We're designed to want to win at something.
Yeah,
that's just human nature. So once you do, small reward. So that's just my small reward in the morning. It's hey, I'm gonna have my coffee. Now I look forward to it instead of hate it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a small thing, hey, I'm going to look forward to it instead of hate it. So, but you want to do good rewards with good habits. For example, you don't want to reward yourself with a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream for going to the gym.
Why not?
Because
I thought that makes perfect sense to me.
They're almost going to cancel out each other. So
you don't want to undo what you've done to get there.
Yeah, so maybe it'd be you hit the gym 5 times a week or 4 times a week. You reward yourself with a nice dinner.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Not a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's, but you will reward yourself with going out to dinner, or you reward yourself with going to the movies. I like to go to the movies, so that would be something that I would reward myself with, is going to the movies. But you have to accomplish the habit first, the good habit, before you can't just reward yourself for not doing it.
Absolutely.
And I know we talked about getting 1% better each day. Over the course of time, that is going to be super visible.
Yeah.
But what it isn't, and that's talked about a lot of time. You see people post on their Instagram and stuff hey, 1% better each day, going to the gym, 1% better. If you can just focus on that over the course of a year, over the course of 3 years, over the course of 5 years, you are going to notice a difference as you reflect back on yourself.
Right.
What they don't talk about, and what is talked about in this book, Atomic Habits, is the 1%. That's for getting better. It works the same way. You get worse.
Right.
So if you don't use it, you lose it. So anything with discipline, just small things, you start to fall into the habit of bad things. For me, one of my bad habits is after work, just leave my clothes on the ground. So it's like those small little things. And then you realize, well, we work 4 nights a week or 3 nights a week, whatever. Then it's like 3 nights of clothes on there. Then it's like, all right.
Right.
It's just a small habit. Like, it's going to continuously get worse over time. So you have to be aware of that. And when I read it in the book, I was like, oh, I never really thought about it like that. But the same way you get 1% better is it happens the same way if you're not doing the good habits consistently. So how to be successful in 2025, I would say number one is to develop a morning routine.
Yeah.
Something that you can do. Anybody can meditate for 1 minute a day. It's not hard. The app, first of all, there's a free version, and you can find a 1 minute meditation every single day. Anybody can go to the gym for 5 minutes. That's all you got to do. And then habit stack onto your morning routine. Like for me, one of the goals that I wanted was to start to read the Bible as well. So I'm just going to start reading in Proverbs. So it's maybe a paragraph, maybe a page.
Right.
But I'm opening it up and reading.
Yeah.
So it's just doing small things like that. And then with learning Spanish, doing one lesson. Sometimes I'll do 2.
Duolingo or
Babel.
Babel.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that? Maybe.
I don't know.
You haven't learned yet.
Hey, the AI on there says my Spanish is okay though.
Okay.
They said my pronunciation is pretty good.
Absolutely.
So you gotta watch out. By the end of 2025, we'll reflect back on this and see if I stuck with that habit. That is a new habit that was stacked onto the current morning routine. So, and then writing things down. So like reflection. In the like one of Andy Frisella's like power list books. So it's like writing down things you need to get done for the day. And then if you want to journal, you can journal in there. That's one thing that I don't do yet, but one thing that I'll do eventually. And then at the end of the night, which I don't do every night, the nights at work is harder for me to do a nightly routine than obviously the nights that I'm not working.
Right, of course.
So, because we're getting back home so late.
Super late.
So I'll look at it the next day, and then you can check off if it was a W or an L for the day. So it's a cool little way of just continuously to add on good habits where you're monitoring each day and tracking a lot of things.
I think another cool thing that you can do with this whole, try to make it fun and enjoy it. So I think something that you can do is learning a new skill. So like you said, you're learning Spanish just because. There's a bunch of other things that you can do. So if you want to, just because. If you want to learn maybe to play the piano, you want to learn to bake sourdough bread. That's a big thing on the internet these days.
Yeah, one of the other goals that I had is that I was going to start taking I wanted to do yoga again. Get back into the habit. I used to do that. You can do like hot yoga at Kodawari. So doing that back on Mondays. There's a really good like yoga scope. So it's like a workout / yoga with Yvonne on Mondays at 7. So highly recommend that one. So that was another goal to get back into that.
Trying to get taller or is that what
God said no. He said, sorry, son. It's not how it's going to happen. We've already accepted that. And then this is a goal too, is like to add on going to a dance studio and learning how to dance too. So Spanish and dance.
What kind of dance are we?
I have no idea. Just going to go.
You just want to go.
Just going to go and do it. I don't know what. I just got to do it before the end of the month and then do it like a monthly thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be like a month goal.
Yeah, I want to learn at some point, probably not this year, but because I saw maybe this year, I saw one of my boys post it, and that made me think about it. He said by the end of the year, he's wants to learn how to swim. I don't know how to swim, guys. It's not my fault. It's because it's because
it's the typical black stereotype.
Unfortunately, as a kid, I almost drowned like 3 times. So I
should learn by
that makes you you should have learned, right? But it makes you want to stay away from water. So because of that, I just wasn't getting in it. So I never learned actually how to swim. So at some point, I'd like to actually learn how to do that and start doing lessons there.
Oh yeah, there's classes. There's actually one that's not too far.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Tampa, so there's probably a bunch of them.
They're everywhere. So you learn how to swim, I'll learn how to dance. The two like stereotypes.
Yeah.
White boys with no move, black guy I can't swim. Sorry guys, we're fitting the bill today.
Yeah, right. Also think of something that you already do but you want to get better at, right? So obviously for us doing podcasts, how can we get better at just conveying a message? If you're a musician, how do you get better at whatever instrument? If you're a singer, how do you get better at doing that? Those are perfectly reasonable things to want to do. It's obviously, and it's something that you can easily measure. Like you said earlier, if you don't use it, you lose it. And so I have a keyboard it's in my room, and there probably was a point where I had went like probably like 10 months without playing it. And so I get back on it, and I'm like, my fingers don't even move the same way that they use it. Yeah, 1 minute a day.
It's like the identity you want to be.
Yeah.
And then just take a little bit of time and do it.
Yeah, that's all it takes. So it's something that's easily measurable. But like I said, it's something that everybody can implement. Everybody does something that you can find yourself getting better at. So make that your fun one. If your fun goal by the end of the year, and then obviously make sure all the other stuff is contributing to, mind, body, spirit, finances, all that other fun stuff.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different goals that you can have. You don't want to focus on all of them at once. Focus on the bite-sized portions and get better at them. So another huge thing, especially like most people's New Year's resolutions, is fitness. A super easy way, like you want to have an accountability. Having an accountability partner definitely helps, and then having consequences for not doing those things.
Yeah.
So if you want to take it to the extreme, you can have a consequences. So just for an example, if I told you, hey, I want to take my gym time seriously, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week. If I don't go to the gym 4 times a week, then I owe you $50 for each time that I miss. Like you can have some accountability. Like that's making like something bad that's going to happen if you don't get it.
Yeah.
But you can just do that. I use the accountability of social media. So most of my habits, if you guys follow me, I mean, I don't really post my gym stuff on social media as often, but like the meditation stuff, the reading, I'll use that. And social media is like my accountability. So like I have to, after I do it, I'll post on social media to like show that I did it. So social media is holding me accountable to make sure that, I didn't post, I better go do it. So if it's something that you want to get done, and don't worry about what other people are going to think that you're posting. Like at the end of the day, it's your page, it's your content. So do it. That's something that works for me, is using social media to hold my own self accountable. So if it comes to the gym, I haven't worn my Apple Watch in like 8 months.
You've been scamming the system.
Yeah, I don't know. Just because I've been lazy. But usually when I was using it, I would just like post the time. So I'm holding myself accountable, and then I'm making it visible to other people to see by posting it on my story. So doing something like that consistently, you can use social media for good instead of just mindless scrolling. You can use it to hold you accountable. That works for me. It might not work for you, but use it if you want. If you want to get better at building good habits and getting rid of bad habits, definitely recommend the book Atomic Habits. And maybe I need to give it to Cleon to read, because he said that he's still not a reader. I believe Cleon is a reader. I want you guys to believe that with me, so he'll start reading.
So here, let me tell this story real quick. Regarding reading, right? So I used to be an avid reader 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Yeah, when I was a kid. So this is really my biggest problem with reading is that I just end up falling asleep, or my attention span just leaves. But obviously I'm getting better with that. But really, so I used to read a lot when I was in elementary school. So what we had this, it was called Accelerated Reader. It was a competition in the school. And so basically, if for those of you who don't know, basically you would read a book, you would take a quiz on the book, you would get points for that quiz that you took, and then basically whoever had the most points was supposed to win. So what happened was we were in this competition, and I was smoking them. It was not close. I want to be clear. I remember the board on the wall. It went to like 250 points. I got there and looped back around. Basically, I'm lapping people on this. At the end of this competition, they do a raffle for the prize. And obviously, I don't win.
That's crazy.
I'm like, they said that whoever had the most points wins, but then suddenly it's a raffle system at the end of that.
Because it was no contest.
It wasn't even close.
Competition. That's why they did that.
So somebody else won my bike. Prince Street Elementary. This is the school my mom teaches at. They owe me a bike.
Yeah, y'all better give my dog a bike. But you know why they do that is because it's like when someone's doing a habit, you were probably taking off so fast that you discourage the other people. So in order for
tighten up, man. What we doing? Let it motivate you.
In order for the class to get remotivated to continuously read, they had to turn it into a raffle. That would just be like, if this is a bad example, but I'm gonna use it because they're talking about Michael Phelps in here. That would just be like if you have to race against Michael Phelps
right
in the water versus you have to race against me in the water, which I'm not a great swimmer either. So it'd be like, it's going to be like after you take 2 lessons, you'll be more motivated to race against me in the water versus if you took 2 lessons and they're like, yeah, you got Michael Phelps. You're like, no, I'm good. So that's like the same kind of concept that they did for that. So not to say that, you shouldn't have won it.
What I will say, I did have a little bit of an advantage because my mom was a teacher there, so I had time basically like after school to take these tests. But nonetheless, I still have to do it.
They basically probably took all of your points out, and you were never even going to
I had no shot.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Great books though, Magic Treehouse books. Recommend those.
Yeah. So your inner child is telling me that you are a reader.
Yes, was. Yeah. At some
okay,
point.
so you are a reader. You can do it again. So just
I
start
can.
One page a day
on it
because we got to read that book together. We're now in a book club because I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
How you going to start us in a book club on a book you're halfway through?
No. The other one that I just gave you. I haven't started that one. I said I'm almost done with this one. So now we're going to be reading that one and talking about it because it's about relationships and breakups.
Really?
So
that's fun. Yeah, my main issue right now is my time management, so I'm getting better with that. That is another small goal to put those things together because I'm doing 1,000 different things. So putting that into my schedule and making sure that I'm edifying myself.
How are you going to get better at that?
What, my time management? Well, you got it. I got to do it. I have to sit down and restructure what my schedule is and really set out a concrete schedule because I do the same things for pretty much certain hours of the day. Now, after a certain point of that day, it depends on what I've gotten done earlier in the week, which will depend on what I'm going to do pretty much anytime after like 7 o'clock. That's when it's a toss up on what I'm going to be actually working on at that point.
So yeah, you got to plan it out because otherwise the brain will want to do the thing that's easiest.
Correct.
And most convenient.
Correct. I may need to do the audio book. Maybe not. We'll see.
You can read 2 pages a day, I promise you.
Yeah, I can.
You're not going to fall asleep with 2 pages. 1, 2, close the book. That's fine. I'll read.
We're going to take a year to get through that. We'll figure that out.
We're going to get through it. That's all that matters. Hey, it doesn't matter how long. You ever heard of the story of the tortoise and the hare?
I still got some questions about how that race went.
Yeah, it was rigged for sure.
Absolutely.
But I do want to go over basically how to create a good habit from the book Atomic Habits. Just make it real simple for you guys. So when you are trying to make habits to reach your goals, to be successful for yourself in 2025, there's 4 laws. The first law is make it obvious. So to make it real simple to you guys, if one of my goals is my health and I suck at drinking water, I'm going to make it more obvious. You want to put water bottles everywhere. So now I'm never going to forget to drink water. So make it super obvious. If it's for like going to the gym in the morning, like have your gym clothes planned out.
Shout out to JR.
Yeah, shout out JR. Thank you for that one. For me, it's like now I developed my morning routine. Everything is like right there. So I use like the little Therabody goggles for my meditation. That's right there. I use the what's that brand name? Something human. It's like blue light that goes into your ear. So it gives you. We talked about this before. Gives you like the same effect as like walking in sunlight. So all that stuff that I'm going to use in the morning is right next to my bed on my bedside table, all organized and stays the same way. So you'll want to make it as obvious as possible to do those habits. All right. And one thing that I read in the book that this just made me think of too is like to pick it up after yourself. Like even if it's those small things like a shirt here or a shirt there, is you want to leave the room or leave wherever you're going and set it up for the next time that you come into it.
Yeah.
So like you want it set up as if you're coming into it the first time. So that was something that really stuck with me. So now I'm like, all right, it may be one pair of shorts or a t-shirt after the gym on the ground, but it's going to continuously stack up. So,
and I hate the way it looks when I get back too.
Exactly.
I never like it.
So you want to, this stuck with me. It's like, leave it as if you're coming into it again.
Right.
So like leave it how you want to come into it. So I'm like, dang, that was good. I was like, that was really good.
That includes people's lives as well.
Yeah, it does. Number two, the number two thing is make it attractive. So basically, like create a motivational ritual, like how I was saying in the morning, like start with one thing and continuously add on to it. The Therabody goggles, they kind of massage your eyes, so that makes meditation more enjoyable. Having coffee whenever I read, that makes reading more enjoyable. Find those little things to make it super attractive to you to where you want to do it. If you're going to the gym, like reward yourself with new gym clothes or new gym shoes. So like something that makes you want to continuously do that.
So attaching something pretty to the ugly thing you got to go and do every day.
Yeah, basically. And then it also says like join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior.
I thought you were about to say join a cult. I was like, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on, man.
Join a cult. Join a cult where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Join a culture where your desired behavior is a normal behavior. So, for readers, you join a book club.
Right.
For partiers, you join a group chat to go out and party. But
For runners, you join a run club.
for runners, there's run club.
Yeah,
like join the club that you want to identify with that identity. So book readers, book club, gym group chats, whatever it may be. There's a lot of different things but you want to join the culture where the behavior you want is already the norm to them.
Yeah, that's interesting because basically there's this thing that I looked up or saw somewhere. Basically, it talked about the 5 C's of success, and one of those is collaboration, and so that makes a lot of sense. Kind of tying into that.
Yeah, get around people that are doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
In order for you to learn it, because to them it's normal, like it's mundane now.
Right.
It's just
It's just a habit. So it's their habit now that you're trying to get into.
So if you get around it, it makes it more normal. So it seems like it's not like that big of a deal for you.
Yeah.
So that's make it attractive. The third law is make it easy. So reduce friction, decrease the number of steps between you and your good habits, prime the environment. So like the night before, if you're going to the gym, set up your work clothes. For me, in my morning routine, like I have everything ready. So as soon as I wake up, use the bathroom, come back, goggles on, meditate, Therabody goggles on, meditate, go and grab electrolytes, drink the electrolyte. I always drink the electrolytes before I drink the coffee, make the coffee, take the coffee, go back in, start reading. And that's simple as that. And then I put those little earbuds in. So it's like that's the same routine that I do, and then I add it on at the end of that is the read scripture and then Spanish.
Right.
After that, on Make It Easy, there is what he calls is the 2-minute drill, which is basically what I was saying to do with the habit of meditating. Do that with anything. So if you can't meditate for 10 minutes, start with 2. If you can't go to the gym for an hour, start with 2. Literally, just go there for 2 minutes, see what happens. Like go there for 2 minutes and leave.
Right.
You showed up. But what it's going to do, you start to do it might not seem like it's a lot, but what you're telling yourself is that you are now identifying with that person who goes to the gym every single day, or you are identifying with the person who reads every single day, or you're identifying with the person who eats healthy every single day, or whatever it may be. Like break it down. Let's say if your goal is, let's just use the gym because that's the easy one. To work out for 45 minutes, now you're just going for 2. Anybody can do 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But it might not seem like a lot, and you're probably not going to change your body composition by going 2 minutes every single day.
But
you won't.
Going to the gym is the habit.
You are changing your ideology. You now
Go to
are
the gym.
the person who goes to the gym every single day. Now you believe it with yourself.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for you.
Yeah.
So I love that. After I read it, I was like, I'm already kind of doing that. I was doing that with meditation. So I was like, that was really cool. And then I started doing it once I implemented reading. It'd be like a day I didn't want to read too much. I'd be like, all right, whatever. Read a couple pages. That's it. I don't put a limit on it or I have to read 10 pages. I'm not doing that anymore. Because what I realized with myself is like, once you make it too hard, like then you don't want to do it or you'll skip it for that day. So now I'm just like, read every day. Whatever that means. That may be a page, that may be 2 pages, that may be read for an hour. don't put the construct of like you have to do it for 45 minutes or you have to read 10 pages or you have to drink a gallon of water. I'm saying all the 75 hard things. Don't make a construct of like, I did do 75 hard, but I didn't keep all those habits. You know what I'm saying? So was that the answer for me? No. Was it a great experience? Yeah, I loved it. It was cool. Actually, it was really hard.
I was say loved it. Loved it seems like a strong word.
But it did develop mental toughness, and that's what it's designed to do. But it did not develop habits. You know what I'm saying? So don't put you have to do 20 pages or whatever it may be. Focus on your goal and then 2-minute drill it. That's all you got to do. And then you're gradually going to keep adding stuff on. I know because I've done it since April of last year.
Okay.
And it works. And now I'm like excited to do it because like I have the routine. I have the coffee or whatever. And even if on a work night, like that used to be the worst time where I would fall out of it. But now I still do it. So if I worked last night, I'm still going to wake up maybe a little bit later this time, but that's the first thing I'm going to get done.
Right.
And lastly is make it satisfying. So continuously to reward yourself for doing it. Like me is with the coffee for that. Small rewards, dinner, gym, whatever it may be. And then the four laws that correspond with breaking a bad habit is 1, make it invisible. So if you want to lose weight, don't have Ben and Jerry's in your freezer. That's all you got. Don't have Ben and Jerry's. If you want to quit smoking, stop buying cigarettes. Have it invisible. Stay away from the people that smoke. You are not a smoker. You're not trying to quit smoking. You're just not a smoker. So it's just that identity that you have to find in yourself to get rid of the bad habits. All right. So that's a goal as well. Make it unattractive. Make it difficult. Make it unsatisfying. So for the make it difficult, this is a really good one for people that like to scroll on social media. Good tip is like delete the apps. So every time you want to get on social media, you have to re-download the app and enter your password. If you want to make it even more difficult, if you have a really bad problem on it, you can set a time limit on your social media apps, and you can also change your password every week. Or you can have someone, or you can, if you're really, really bad with it, you can have somebody else change your password, and then you can ask them for that password at the end of the day or the end of the week, whatever it may be, if you're really that bad with
that app would never see me again. If I had to change my password every week, I don't
but some people, like it's social media, some people do have that problem. So like for me, I set the timer on there. So once I hit the timer, it's 3 hours. If I'm on it for 3 hours, like, yo, that's it. You're done for the day.
Yeah.
Move on to the next day, which has been a lot better this year. And you guys can go into your iPhone too, and like you can see how much time you spend on each of your apps. You can go in there. This is something that you can track yourself.
Gives you the update every Sunday.
You can have it. You can go in there and you can see how much time you're spending on it. So if you think you have a problem with it, then you can do steps like that. Like break the bad habit, make it difficult to open it up. Same thing if you have a problem binging TV. I use TV as a reward. So it's like the end of the day type thing. Use it as the end of the day reward now. But if you have a problem with it, you can always like unplug the TV, get rid of the apps, change passwords, same thing. But unplug the TV, put the remote outside of your bedroom if the TV's in the bedroom, or remove the TV from your bedroom if that's a problem. Like there's a lot of ways to make it more difficult to do the bad habit that you want to break.
Right.
All right. And then lastly is just make it unsatisfying.
Yeah.
But definitely recommend that book. And I think that's it. And then start with the morning routine, start with the habits. On your goal, it's got to be something that you can do every single day, and learn to make that identity you. So if you want to be a writer, write every day. If you want to be a pianist or a keyboardist,
it's the same. Yeah, both.
Pianist, do it every day.
Yeah,
use it or you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 1 minute, you're just reaffirming that identity with yourself. I play every day, I'm a pianist. I dance every day, I'm a dancer. I don't speak Spanish yet, but practice every day. I'm learning Spanish, you know? I go to the gym every day, I'm active. I
We should
I
do a
run every day,
Spanish
I'm a
word of
runner.
the day every week
Oh my
for you.
God, that's
Let's
good.
start doing that. We should do that just to implement that.
Igualmente is the word that I remember today. I don't even remember what it means, but I remember I said it a couple times.
It means likewise, basically.
Igualmente.
So it's
Yeah.
like nice to meet you, Igual.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. I was having some conversations with AI.
I'm basically bilingual, by the way, just in case anybody's
Oh
wondering.
my God. And then habit stack. So once you develop that routine, keep adding the good habits on there. 2-minute drill, slow, easy things every single time, and then you're gonna continuously improve them. You cannot improve a habit you do not have.
Right.
So you got to have it first.
Have it first.
And keyboarding 1 minute every single day, that's a habit. You can't improve it until you start to do it. So make sure you guys understand that. Then after that, you add on to your night routine. Add on to your monthly routine, whatever it may be. If there's something that you want to do monthly, for me, it's like yoga and then learning dancing or learning how to dance. Because, white boy ain't got that great at moves. So we're going to have better moves. So it's like little things like that you want to get better at. Add them into your calendar. Set your goals. Write it down. Make it visible to you. Just like it says how to create a good habit, make it obvious. Make it everywhere. So if you want to drink more water, make sure you got water bottles in your bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, just ready. Waiting for you. Anything else you got?
Yeah. So implementing the 5 C's. So I'll go through all of them real quick. So number 1, listen to Cleon. No,
there you go. Rule number 1.
Rule
That's
number
the
1,
law.
baby. Cleon. So 5 C's of success. Number 1, curiosity.
It's just an upside down.
Yeah. When you put your thumbs up, I think it like comes up on the screen. I don't know. But number 1, curiosity. So get curious about what you're doing. Look into it. Make it, like you said, make it interesting to you. All right. That's number 1, curiosity. Number 2, commitment. You have to commit to something if you are going to be successful at it. You have to decide that you are going to commit to this thing 100% if you do want to see the actual results of it. Number 3, consistency. So after you commit, that is just the start of it. After that, you have to be consistent. It's just like a relationship. After I've committed to you, I still have to choose you every day after that, right? The commitment is the first step. The consistency is everything thereafter. Number 4, clarity. So understanding exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and obviously what you're trying to achieve from doing it. And then lastly, collaboration, getting around other people who are doing it, get around people who are doing it better than you. I'll say that one of the biggest reasons why I started getting more in tune with my money is that I was having a sit down conversation with a family member, and we were talking about investing, and he showed me his investment account. And he had more money in his investment account than I had in any of my bank accounts. And I was like, all right, I got to tighten up. That was the first real wake up call. I was like, all right, so let me get on this. So collaboration, getting around people who are doing what the things that you want to do, who are doing it better, who have been doing it, and having them work with you to get to whatever it is that your goal is. 5 C's. So
5 C's, I love that.
Yeah. Curiosity, commitment, consistency, clarity, collaboration. Still Cleon though. Still Cleon.
Listen to my dog Cleon. Yeah, I think I guess the final takeaway is success is determined by what you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a millionaire, that's your version of success. If you want 6 figures, that's your version of success. If you just want to have a modest life and not worry about bills and whatever that may look like to you, like that's your version of it. When it comes to fitness, same thing. It's like find one thing to develop the habit of and then start adding the other things. Keep it simple. If you bite off more than you can chew, you're not going to stick to the habit. So make it simple, make it obvious, make it attractive, and continuously do it every single day and be consistent with it. Once you're consistent with that habit and you have developed it, then you can start to add something else. Then you can start to improve that habit. But remember, you cannot improve a habit you do not have. So
Absolutely.
Develop it 1 minute a day, 2-minute drill, get it going. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, reach out to us. We'll do our best to help you guys with the knowledge and tools and resources that we have. But we do wish you guys a successful 2025. And no, you're not going to hit your habits every single day. Like there's going to be road bumps along the way, but just you fall off track, get right back on track. Don't let the bad habit become the current habit. You know what I'm saying? So continuously improve to get better, and which we wish you guys nothing but success in 2025. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast.
And lastly, guys, thank you. Lastly, if you found value, comfort, entertainment, any sort of joy in what we're doing here, like, comment, share, subscribe, send it to your friends. If you hate it, still send it to your friends. Maybe they'll like it, or maybe they'll also hate it. It doesn't matter to me. I just want you guys to help us out so we can do more for you all.
Any pub is good pub.
There we go.
And I think what the idea we're talking about with Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon, baby.
Is I think we are going to make it a community of habits and accountability. So habit, accountability, and we'll probably do something. I'll get it up and rolling, and we'll start sharing it and stuff. And then we'll probably do to where, like, if you are successful with creating that habit. So let's say it's going to the gym 5 times a week. If you post that you went to the gym 5 times a week for the whole month each week, then we'll just like refund your $5.99 for it or whatever. So that way there's like a reward too. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're trying to do, is just build a community. So the money part doesn't really matter. That's when it comes. But that is what we're going to do. We'll just start it as like a little habit accountability group. So you get
and for our habits too, right?
Our habit, yeah, 100%.
Man, I'll get on there and read out loud.
Thank God. Yes, thank you. We're going to start each episode with the Spanish word of the day, and Cleon reading five pages.
5 pages is crazy.
Cleon reading 1 page and the Spanish word of today.
There we go.
We're just in here, you reading, and I'm just speaking Spanish while you're reading. That'd be crazy.
That'd be entertaining.
All right, but other than that, love you guys. We'll see you guys soon.